This is a pretty standard setup, though. I don't think they needed an oversized crane. It's basically if they can get in a central location,
Right.
it lets us use a smaller crane, smaller cost to you. So if you know, I don't know how.
So like in DC, we'd have to like literally shut down the street
Yeah.
for damn near a day, right?
For your set, it would probably be 2 days because it's a stack job.
Right.
And depending it also depends on how smoothly things go when the crew gets there that day. In terms of, you know, is the street completely cleared and they can just set up, or is there a car that needs to be moved, or you know, that kind of thing. But
Well, DDOT would give us a permit to shut the street down.
right,
Yeah, so we won't have any issues there. And then my my excavator, he's worked
With
with
Superior
you
Wheel?
all. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. He's done he said about 20 jobs with you all.
okay. So
Yeah.
he, I'm sure, understands what he has to do to get
Yeah.
the site prepped
Yeah.
properly.
Yeah.
And again, we'd work with him once we're leading up to it. You know, we can come down. I'll have some guys do a site visit with me just to make sure that everything is looking good, so that you know there's no surprises in the day of install.
How much is one of those panels weigh?
Anywhere between, I believe, what, 5 and 10 tons. I mean, it's
One panel? Damn.
that might be. I might be thinking of areaway walls,
Uh-huh.
which is, I mean, typically we can do areaway walls,
Right.
but for these walls, you can see it's not, you know, the thickness of the wall. It's not concrete all the way through at that thickness.
Right.
There's, you know, it goes in a little bit. I think it's only 1 3/4 inches of concrete on the outside shell for most of it,
Right.
where the areaway wall is just an 8-inch thick solid concrete panel, and those get up to, like I said, 5 to 10 tons.
So is he doing a new section, or is he filling in a
So I mean, you can kind of see where these panels start and end.
right,
So they're just following the profile. Typically what they'll do is they'll start in a corner
right.
so it can support itself, and then they'll build from there, go along whichever way they think is going to be most efficient.
Is
You
it
can
safe
see-
for us to go down there or not?
I wouldn't suggest. I mean, the dirt looks like it's pretty cold and not going to collapse in or anything like that.
Right.
I just prefer to avoid any possible.
What about over here? Is this okay?
Yeah. You can see the precast lintel edges here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess there's nothing. The brick ledge, which that's something I need to ask.
Yeah. The answer is
It
yeah.
looked like in the plans, the front is brick faced.
Uh-huh.
So we
But I'm gonna go port side brick.
Okay. Would you want a brick ledge like we have here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can start.
Yep.
Okay.
That is beautiful, man. That is beautiful.
So it all comes. I mean, obviously, it's a much more refined look, in my opinion, than anything we put in place.
Yeah.
It has a broom finish, and obviously the interior is a much cleaner look. If you want to go in this side, if you want to get in, just see what it looks like. I'll just jump down.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about jumping down. Got to get out. I'd rather just walk around and
That's
see
fine.
what's happening.
So these are, I don't think we quoted any in yours, but we can do the 2x2 foundation pads if you're having to do lolly columns or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, for your build, you don't have a full-size basement, but we can precast those to support any lolly columns. That works.
And this is powerful.
Yeah, it's usually a similar reaction from anyone that's seeing the walls for the first time.
So what's going on right here?
So that's how we connect the two panels.
Uh-huh.
So there'll be a bolt that goes in through those two areas that just allows them to get in there and, you know, tighten it up.
Right.
So there's one up top, one down on the bottom.
Bottom.
Then we put the sealant on the outside, on the
Right.
inside, and then a huge bead, or a couple beads, I think, in between the panels.
Uh-huh.
We crank it together, and that sealant, I mean, we've had foundations in the ground for,
Look at that line, man.
I mean, it's going to be a very clean finish.
Absolutely. Shit.
No, I think, you know, folks are still, they don't want to change. They don't want to change the process. So anything new is a little scary to most of the builders. But this is what everyone's going to be using in 10 years, 15 years. Because it's just, I mean, it might cost a little
Yeah.
Yeah, this this is probably an ideal situation for anyone, though, because they have so much room to move dirt. They have, I mean, so it'll be a little bit more tricky probably in the city, but
Absolutely.
when I was driving up here, I was like, man, I wish all my job sites had been like this.
You think it's okay for us to walk down in here?
Yeah, as long as, the only thing I'm concerned about is panels swinging over our head.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Dirt looks interesting, so
Yeah, look at these walls. I'm sold.
it's a
I
very-
am, look at that, man. I'm sold.
And also for the, I mean, you don't see it with this, but with the above grade application, we can precast wood panels. So if you're doing any kind of siding, anything like that, you can just screw right into that. You don't have to go into the masonry. So it's a very customizable product in that sense.
So here's that boat you was talking about, right?
Well, that's a little different, I think. I haven't seen that. Let's see what's in there. So.
Here it is.
I don't know if that's on. I guess it is on. All openings come with the treated wood on all the sides, so
Uh-huh.
you know it's already pre-framed for you.
This is beautiful, man.
Yeah, as weird as it sounds, the people that walk into the basements when it's a finished build,
Uh-huh.
the thing they notice most that they say is the smell. Like it doesn't smell damp. It doesn't smell like there's moisture gathering in the basement.
Right.
Where poured in
Because you
place-
haven't been out in the elements.
Right. And when it's poured in place, there's still moisture in the walls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still curing on site. Where, you know, we precast these walls 2 weeks before we install them.
Right.
We bake them the night that we precast them, so they're already dry.
Right.
They dry for an additional 2 weeks. And it's, you know, we can guarantee the strength of our concrete. Where when you're pouring on site, you're dealing with whatever conditions you have that day. If it's raining, that's mixing in with the cement, so you don't know what product. I mean, I'm sure that they are doing their due diligence and making sure that it can hold, but it's still a little bit of a crapshoot where, you know, we have it down to a science.
So what about doing the pour?
The slab. Mm-hmm. Once they set all the walls, basically they have to do the first floor deck,
Right.
connect all the joists. One thing that I have I don't know if you have a hard